Let me speak for myself. But I know that any woman who has a child, they wanted to get that child.
Hello and welcome to Waperil Show. We are at Hard Water Lounge along Naivasha Road in Dagoretti Corner, and we are blessed to have our guest in the studio. She'll tell you her name. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
So, unaitwa nani?
My name is Faith Jemutai.
Faith Jemutai.
Yes, that's
Chamuge?
Achamege.
Missing.
No, I'm KO. I'm from KO. You know we are different. Yes.
You are nine tribes.
9 sub-tribes.
9 sub-tribes.
Yes.
Tumeshinda street ko 18.
Where
None.
Where are you from? Luya?
Yeah, Luya.
I guess right. Nyinyi mko wengi?
Tuko wengi na kuna wale tumekataa.
Yeah.
So tukabaki 19. Yeah. So, Jemutai.
Yes.
I want us to talk about what ran in the newspaper yesterday.
Yes.
That more women
Yes.
are cheating as compared to men.
Yes.
Do you agree with it or do you dispute?
Coming from now I don't need to be biased here. I need to be very fair.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to say that more women are cheating more than men. Unakumbuka ile nyimbo Nairobi? Ule anakupea
nyota
Nairobi is one big bedroom.
Yeah, true.
So I wouldn't want, because I don't have the facts in terms of the numbers, but in equal measure, both men and women cheat. That is what, at least as my perspective, I can say. Yeah, I don't want to say that more, but it's highly likely.
Okay, what do you think would be the cause for cheating?
Now, you see, for women, it's usually different because once a woman can cheat, but once it reaches the point of the relationship aside from her marriage is emotional, that's when you know the woman is out of it.
True.
Yeah. So the minute you engage a woman on an emotional level, it means that, by the way, kama ni bwana yake amego, ameshaepuka hiyo kitu.
Okay.
Yeah. So for women, it's more different than men, because you guys, rather men, there's a Netflix series called Young, Famous and African. A young man, he's not really young, but a guy, a Nigerian, very famous person. He and I quote, and I don't want to be vulgar, he said, men can F-word, but they'll make love to their wives. So it means for men, you can just bust a nut. But for women, by the time anafika your place ya kucheat, it means that it's emotional. Yeah, so that is how women are wired. Yeah.
And do you think maybe with the new generation, whereby college students are having their own cubicles, maybe outside bed sitters, both men and women, and naturally women tend to stay on their own.
Yes.
They say women are cats, men are dogs.
Yes.
Dogs, they like to stay together.
Yeah.
But cats are solitary animals. Now, and since that a woman finds herself maybe empowered, she has her own house, maybe working or still in college, she can invite male friends equally to the way men have always been doing. Could it be now the cause for more women having multiple partners than maybe catching up with the men, or than men as per the statistics?
No. Let me tell you, cheating, being in a relationship, it's a choice. The minute I'm in a relationship and I feel like I'm being provided for with everything that probably I need, because there are wants and there are needs. I can want Mercedes Benz, but what I need is probably a Vitz, and you provide me with a Vitz. So long as I feel like emotionally you've taken care of me, physically, whatever, you've taken care of me, I have no reason to cheat. So where people assess it wrong. Women, when women decide to go out of their relationship, out of their marriage, is because there's something that is deficient in that situation. It means that probably, yes, you might provide me with everything, but emotionally you're absent. So I'll go and look for that emotion elsewhere. For someone who will, he might not even, no matter unaona hata, they will say atinaeka mwanaume ruiru, yani Ben 10, but he's providing me with the emotional needs that you're not providing me with, yet you're the one who's paying for all the bills. So for women, it's more of a deficiency of what I feel or we feel a man is not providing for us. Yeah.
Now, and maybe let me take it from this perspective.
Yes.
Now, where last year, was it last year? Yeah, mid last year, before election, when His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta was the president. He raised concern that according to the statistics, 35% of women with children in Kenya are, of all women with children in Kenya, 35% of them are single mothers. Now, let's say they went into marriage and they had a breakup.
Yes.
Let's assume, for the sake of the conversation. Now, can we say that this thing of dating, as when a man or a woman now engages in marriage, they normally have had multiple relationships, maybe not multiple partners at the same time, but in most cases, having been from one relationship to another.
Yes.
Could it be a factor or a contributor to the breakup in marriage?
Yes. Now, first of all, not every woman who has a child is in marriage. But let me tell you something, and this is for a fact. Let me speak for myself. But I know that any woman who has a child, they wanted to get that child. Because kama mwanamke hataki mtoto na wewe, hakuna atajaribu kila kitu, hata ili aende unfortunately atoe huyo mtoto, so long as she's not comfortable with you. Unfortunately or fortunately, that's the reality. So when it comes to the aspect of the breaking up and all that, it comes when, a child is a blessing, first of all. And then this is a human being that needs to be discussed among two people. So if I decide to get pregnant without your knowledge, and probably you're not in the right state of mind, financially, emotionally, socially, alafu mimi niende nijipatie, si kujipatia mimba, but niende nikubali napata mimba, and you're not ready, of course we'll break up. We'll break up because we'll be like, why didn't you take care of it? Because there's something called family planning. This is a huge step. Na hii si kitu ya kuchezea TV. It's not child's play when you're deciding to get children. Unfortunately, sometimes women, we're like, we're running out of time and we need to get a kid or two. That's when now we put ourselves, the next available person who looks like they can...
A nice guy.
A nice guy. Sasa najipatia mimba na huyo mtu. And then kumbe you're not on the same page. So I'd say 90% of the time it's the woman's decision and it's the woman's fault for that breaking up. Because if I communicate with you and you tell me you're not ready probably in the next 2-3 years, see, in the next 2-3 years we'll have that discussion again. And then we move on from there, if at all. So it's purely a woman's...
Okay, let me ask you, do you have a kid?
No, I don't.
A woman would say that, or will argue that, personally, I do not disagree with what you say. Because if you've been given the custodianship of the key to a certain room, and maybe you misplace it and someone takes it, goes open without breaking. There's rape, we put it aside, and there's a relationship. We can discuss what happens in relationship, because we cannot discuss what happens in rape, because rape is forceful.
Definitely.
So a woman would argue that unaongea hivyo sababu hauna mtoto, haujakuwa kwa hiyo position yenye tuko ndani. So what can you say about such an argument?
It's all about empowerment, to be honest. Again, as I said, it depends with the woman's mental perspective at that point. Again, in the society, especially as Africans, even me, I've gotten a lecture from one of my friends telling me, by now unafaa kuwa umezaa umemaliza. And I'm like, but I'm not ready. Akasema hakuna kitu kama kuwa ready. You give birth when you're young, umalize mapema. But that is not where my mental capacity is right now. So it definitely depends with the empowerment. I personally right now I'm focused on my work and all that. But if I wanted a kid, what has prevented me from having a child? You know? So it's just about empowerment. If they are, of course, kuna wale wenye probably they have not been exposed and wamelelewa in those aspects of, you know, a woman is supposed to cook, clean for the husbands. By the time you're 18, you get married, that's your job. Unfortunately, in Nairobi, you have to hustle.
Okay, let me ask you.
Yes.
First, before I raise the real question.
Yes.
Do you feel empowered as a woman, as a lady? Personally, you as Jemutai.
Yes.
Do you feel empowered?
Yes.
Do you feel that every opportunity that is out there, you have the capacity to go and get it equally like any other person?
I do feel empowered, but empowerment is not a one-time thing. Empowerment is a process of learning every day.
True.
Because if an opportunity presents itself and I'm the one that has been chosen, or if I find myself in that situation, it means that I have to learn. I have to overcome obstacles and hardships, and I have to, you know, get on with it. So I don't want to say that I'm completely empowered. Empowerment is a continuous journey. Yeah. So if a new opportunity comes in, probably I've been asked to lead something, but I've never participated in such a field. You know, I have to do my research. People have to help me, and I have to ask for help, most importantly. So it is a journey of being humble enough to accept, fine, I'm an educated woman, but I also need to take part in, you know, continuing to learn, because it never ends.
Okay, now some people say or some people interpret empowerment or women empowerment, to be specific, as radicalizing a woman against men and saying everything negative towards men. That's why I asked you, do you feel empowered?
Yes,
do you feel you have every opportunity?
Yes.
Does it entail being against men, not wanting to have maybe a relationship or a conversation with a man? Does it entail that?
No. Now that is where the aspect of feminism unfortunately comes in, because there's a difference between feminism and empowerment. What you've brought out, or rather what you've described, is what most people categorize as feminism. That's where people mistake that, we are against men, but empowerment just means that you know your capabilities, you know your capacities, and you're able to maneuver and get to that point of, you know, like, not necessarily being on the same level, but you're able to actually fight and acquire whatever it is that you're aiming for.
True.
Exactly. Education-wise, you're able to get a job. Even if my counterpart is a man, we're able to compete in a healthy way. And I get the job not because at men as what you know how feminists talk. It is because I have actually earned that position. So empowerment is completely different from feminism. I would not say that I'm a feminist. I believe in equal rights. Everybody is a human being at the end of the day.
True.
It's not a matter of you're a man, I'm a woman. Of course, there are those advantages and disadvantages, but at least personally, I try to think of it as it's a level playing field. Of course, sometimes it's a bit uneven, but unakanyaga na una kubwa and you fight with
you fight
yeah, you fight it and you do what you
and also what maybe some women do not know, men also fight for those positions.
True.
They don't get it on a silver platter.
That's
they kill each other. Women have never killed. We have no history of women having killed another one to take a company, to take a power, to take advantage. No, but we've seen men kill each other.
Yes. Because
of small things. Because men are always competing.
True.
Men are always in competition.
True.
I always tell my lady friends, look at the male games since childhood.
Yes.
It's about getting in top.
Yeah.
Tukicheza gono, bano,
you have to be
top. Tunacheza ball, tufunge mabao. Mimi ndio nataka kuwa nimefunga. Tukipepeta nataka nipepeta nyingi sana kushinda kila mtu. Tukiingilia tukifika teenagehood tumeingilia kamari. We are gathering money, everything. Then when schools close, you find that on the road there are many boys chokoras wanaombaomba. Many boys chokoras wanaokota chuma wakitembeza. They start gathering money, so by the time they mature up, washa perfect your game. Washa kuwa aggressive enough. Unfortunately, women are reserved by nature. Reserved, so wanataka vitu zikuwe kwa mpangilio. The women are organized creatures by nature. So unakuta wakileta organization, unakuta it's a rough, the water has already been muddied. So kuteluza kila kitu inakuwa ni hard. So do you think, having said all that, do you think marriage could work without dating?
Now, here I have two opinions. One, because in our forefathers' days, arranged marriage was very prevalent. So it meant that you are betrothed by the time you're 5 years old. You already have a husband. They're just waiting for you to get of age. And it worked. It worked because you wouldn't find that you all divorce. In as much as it was a polygamous society, there are those who also chose to be monogamous with those people they had been chosen for.
True.
So, and in this day and age, to be honest, I can say that marriage works. It just depends with both parties, and marriage is a decision. It's not a matter of love, because love fades. Okay, it's not a matter, even you and your friend, see what mnapigana sometimes. But kesho, mtakuja mkae chini muonge, and then you get over it, apologize, and you move on. That's the same thing as marriage. It's a friendship. You have to work around it. And there are going to be hard days. There are going to be, I mean, in the past, of course, the man had the macho-ness, ndo wa kusema kwa nyumba. As a woman, there are certain roles and responsibilities, and you can't talk back to your husband. Hey, right now, with all our empoweredness, nakwambia unaniambia nini? Naweza rudi kwetu.
I can make a phone call.
I'm working. I have my own man. What are you telling me? So that's why I'm saying it's a decision at the end of the day. If it works, it is because both of you have decided to take that breath of actually working it out. Si mambo na love. Hata wewe na rafiki yako mnachukiana sometimes.
Now, what is your perspective? Nowadays, both men and women have been empowered. We see women raise hata capacity yao, the way they articulate issues ni same compared to men. Wakiweka kwa maybe same debating table, unakuta men and women are challenging each other, so tuko wote empowered. But the more we get empowered, it's the more marriage inatushinda. So if two empowered people get together, chances are high that their marriage won't work.
Yeah.
So tunaiona ikuwa more and more nowadays. So what is your take on that?
Now, in as much as there's a lot of empowerment, especially with the girl child in the society right now, we also have to realize that there's a place for us in society.
Yeah.
This thing of saying that men and women are equal, it's not true. Even biblically, or if you don't believe in the Bible, but naturally, men are created to be the leaders, the head of the household. And if a woman does not have that in her, her brain, and she does not have that level of submissiveness does not mean unakuja unanitukana na nakubali. No, it means that when my husband comes home, of course there are those shared responsibilities. Most of us complain that he's not helping in the kitchen, blah blah blah. But you have to acknowledge, is he paying the bills?
Yes.
Is he paying for rent? Is he taking care of you? If he's doing all that, why should I complain that I am cooking for my man? Why should I complain that I am making sure my husband goes out looking very good, with clean clothes and all that? In fact, I should be proud. But you see, unfortunately, this empowered situation has brought about some, it's called what? Destabilizing of whatever it is that marriage is supposed to be. They think that they have to be equal, baby girl treatment, and all that. And they think baby girl treatment is being taken for vacation 24 hours. Man, no, you have to realize as a woman, there's your place in the household, there's your place, and there are your roles and responsibilities. And if you cannot embrace that, well, it's a support to energy.
No, you've reminded me.
Yes.
Sometime back, I had a girlfriend.
Yes.
And she mentioned something. She told me, do you know that once we are dating, you become me, I become you.
Yes.
So when you see me glowing outside, you definitely know it's you.
Yeah.
People will ask, ni demu ya nani? And demu ya fulani. Ni demu yake. Okay. When I walk outside, nimepiga look yangu poa. Wale waseme uchali anakaa poa, ni demu yake anakuanga fulani. People associate with you with something that's so close to you. Na pia hii story ya equality, I always say, tell people, men and women are not equal.
Yes.
But it does not mean one is above the other.
Exactly.
No.
True.
Tuko different, lakini tuko so high in our own capacity.
That's true.
Kuna vitu unaweza fanya wewe as a woman ndio unaweza perfect.
Yes.
Another person hawezi perfect.
That's
Now,
true.
I remember I used to work at Nairobi Java House, and I was the head of department.
Yes.
So we used to work in shifts. And sometimes we'll do cleaning in the morning, and nikiangalia naona nyewe hii counter iko sawa, everything is good.
Yes.
Then let ladies come in the afternoon, wanasema hii tu inakaaje? Sometimes unakuta amechukua nini, ana wipe floor nini surfaces afresh, na sisi tunaona iko perfect. From the men's perspective tunaona iko perfect. Na mimi nimeapprove, I'm the leader, I'm the head, I've approved. But they come and say no, mimi si. Another lady was called Georgina, and another lady called Diana. In different occasions they said something. Mimi siamini usafi imefanywa na mwanaume. Na true to their word, awekuja wakishika tu kidogo, just touching, you see the difference. Unakuta imeanza kuglitter. So we are not the same. We are totally different. Totally different, but it does not mean one is superior to the other.
True.
Naona sasa hiyo ni narrative mbaya, wale tunaambiwa women wakae huko chini, wakae kando, a woman cannot speak before me. Me personally, I think I'll do a show of what women have taught me to become who I am.
and what you have taught women as well.
Yeah.
Because let me give you an example. Mimi, mambo na usafi, najua. Same thing you've said.
Yeah.
But there's a day, my car broke down on me in Westlands. Ikabidi nipigie my dad. Akaniuliza shida ni gani? Akasema inatoa sauti kukukukuku. But you see, with you men, there are things you're very good at.
Yeah.
Like, ukikuja hapo, kama gari yangu ama whatever, if I'm stuck on the road with the car, and I ask you, okay, please come. Alafu unakuja, you don't even need 2 seconds to, you will know what the problem is.
Yeah.
Mi sayo sijui shida ni gani. The same thing as what you're saying with the cleaning. Some things, women, it comes naturally to us. Some things come naturally to you guys. So we all have to acknowledge each other's strengths. We all have to acknowledge each other's weaknesses. And it's about support.
Yeah.
Me, I can do whatever I can do, but when I know I'm in trouble and you can sort it, so long as you can sort me out, we are square.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of that I'm bigger than even you with your friends. There are some things they're better at doing. Mi sijui kushona. Kuna marafiki zangu wanajua kushona. Hey, please, me hata nguo yako ikiraruka sahi nitapigia, hey bro, uko wapi? Naleta nguo ya bwana yangu unishona. So it's just a matter of supporting each other and realizing strengths and weaknesses and supporting each other at the end of the day.
Okay, so what do you think young men and women should do in order to, once they enter into marriage, they will stick into it?
As I said, first of all, it's a choice. You have to make sure that you've decided huyu ndio mwenye nataka. It's not about love. It's not about these feelings that you're over. That one lasts 5 seconds. Ngoja uolewe ama uoe. So it's a choice at the end of the day. You have to be very, very conscious and genuine enough to, and yani ujite mkutano, ujiambia sawa, huyu ndio mwenye nimechagua. Tumeshafika hapa. This is the person I'm going to spend the rest of my days with. This is the person who's going to be the mother of my children. This is the person that I'll have for better, for worse, and all that nonsense. You have to make sure that on those hard days, when things seem to not work, you wake up and you say, this is the person I've chosen. Because love, it is just a matter of choice at the end of the day. Even this thing of cheating, they decided to cheat. If I decide, or rather if I feel like we're going through a rough patch, and I say, mtu hata anipatiangi, anipelekangi hata date, the first opportunity I get for someone taking me out to Sarova, where, imagine I'll go. And true. That is a choice I have made. Not because I've stopped loving you as my husband, but it's because I have made that decision that since I'm not getting it from you, I can get it from somewhere else. And that's the mentality that most of us have. Wanasemanga, hey, ni kuoga na kurudi where?
Kurudi soko.
Thank you very much. So that's already a choice. I refuse to say that because I'm usually like, bana, kwani mimi si malenge, kulengwa tu. So honestly, whether marriage works or not, I will sum it up in one statement. It is a choice.
It is a choice.
Unfortunately, in this society right now, it's not a common thing to practice. Because as we said, kuoga na kurudi soko, Nairobi, it's a big bedroom, nakulana. And somehow, sijui kwa nini people have accepted that thing so much. As in, wanasemanga hata kukulana ni kitu normal. Unapata watu wanashare day, unasema
yeah, you know, I think it inakuwa contributed by the Western lifestyle because mimi nilikaa chini nika-analyze the Western life ambayo tunaiga versus the African life. Angalia, the African way of life, ndio tuzungumzie kuhusu the African way of life in terms of marriage. People pick very many years ago when women walikuwa wasikiki, hawako tu hapo, men doing everything. But people transitioned. Wakati mkoloni akikuja, alipata, now people are making choices. Mtu alikuwa anajitafutia bibi, hawako wanatafutiwa, but kutafutia ilikuwa imeisha. Then more and more people had one wife. So walikuwa hawa by choice. Na in those days if you wanted a girl, kama nimekupenda nauliza wewe unaishi wapi. I come talk to, I send my parents to talk to your parents. I want our son is interested in your lady, your girl. Then tunakutanishwa, ukikubali well and good, ukikataa I move on. Polygamy bado ilikuwa practiced at remote. Now let us look at the white man's lifestyle. White man's lifestyle ilikuwa one wife, but kuna kitu wanaitwa brothel. Kwa any African language haina lugha ya brothel, ni term for brothel. Sasa hiyo wana call girl, wana vitu kama one night stands, wana no strings attached. Hizo vitu zote walikuwa nazo. Ukienda mimi nimekuwa ati beloved wife, one wife, lakini nikienda kwa massage I get extra service.
Exactly.
Nikienda kwa bar, kuna wale ma pole dancers, tunaweza ingia kwa room to have fun kidogo, but I go back to African men wameshindwa kufanya kitu kama hiyo. That is why tunashikwa haraka. Because I want to possess you, to attach myself to you and her, then mnakutana. So hii kitu it's no hii sasa kukuwa na multiple partners imetaka west, nimetuingia sasa, imeingia ndani yetu. So do you think watu wanaweza rudi, women can go back to just having one man?
Now we also need to remember during the old days of our grandfathers, fathers, there was an aspect called polygamy. So it's not like it didn't exist, having multiple partners. It's just that in the African society they legalized it and they recognized it in a way that nikitaka kuoa hata bibi wa nane I can. And also religion plays a very huge deal in this, because in Islam they're allowed to marry up to 4 wives. That's why there's no much promiscuity, uko nini. So I can say, first of all, it's not the woman's fault. It's right now, of course, Christianity has played a huge role in the aspect of one man, one wife. But traditionally, that is not how it was. Because they would marry up to 8 wives. Na wako sawa. Hata nikienda nitembee kwa street nione dem kwa massage na namtaka, si nitamuoa. So it's not a matter of what is right or what there are a lot of aspects that need to be considered with this situation. So it just depends with which side you lie. Do you believe in the Christian side of it? Are you still the traditional? Because if you're still a traditional man, especially Westerners, not Westerners that you are like Western Kenyans, Waluya, nyinyi ndio mnapenda kuoa mabibi wengi. Ama Masais. No, let me be practical.
But Luyas are known to have wife Ushago na wife Nairobi. And he travels every month.
And guess what? Some women are very comfortable with that. Bora unawaprovidea, hawana shida. Wengine wamejengewa, wako na shamba, wamejengewa boma ya yani Monday niko hapa, Tuesday niko huko, and they're very comfortable. So it just depends with which side you lie, you are very comfortable with. Hapa siwezi sema who is wrong, who is right. Wewe pata tu mtu wako mwenye mnaelewana naye, kama ni mabibi wa 20 sawa, kama kuna. Kama ni bibi mmoja, so long as mmeelewa. And I usually say usiingiliange vitu ya watu wawili wanalala kitanda moja. Ujui ni nini wameongea. Me, I can have my different opinion. I can say, me, I only want to have one husband, and he also has to just have one wife. My friend probably is comfortable with being a third wife. Nitamsomea because of that. Will I judge her because of that? It just depends with your perspective, honestly, and what you can accept and what you're capable of handling. To be honest.
Okay.
It's hard, but
we have come to the end of our show. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And thank you to Hard Water Lounge for hosting us.
And come to Hard Water Lounge
Naivasha. Yeah, in fact you should come. Ni place poa sana. By the way, hii place unajua kitu nimebamba nayo, parking hawezi kosa.
Parking is there. Like there's a chemist, there's a butcher. Huwezi kosa.
Chakula iko hapo.
Chakula iko, everything.
Unapikiwa per order. Alafu pia fresh, then hewa safi. Hizo miti zote hakuna moshi ya magari.
You should show them how it looks around.
I'll take some photos.
Please do.
And show them. Run a clip miti ni hewa safi, then ambience. Ni cool. Unaweza ongea maneno yenyu, si kelele. Alafu hakuna watu wanakuja kusumbua.
You come have your fun na unaenda nyumbani unalala
vizuri sana. So thank you Hard Water Lounge for hosting us. See you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.